Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, I did a video the other day where I was comparing the wisdom of Kate Forbes with my own, because we'd both arrived at the same conclusion that raising taxes was a bad thing. And I was saying that if you do that, what will happen is a lot of people who are earning a lot of money will then move south. She then came up and said, oh yes, she used the term decamping to England, but it was the same thing. Now, this is someone within the SNP, and you'd think they may listen to her. Although, of course, Alibaba won't, because he's got his own sort of little world and coterie around him that protect him from reality and from the views of people who know what they're talking about. But now we've got another person coming out. So that will be the Tories and the SNP and now Labour. So that's all three parties have come out and said how bad this idea is. And this is Ian Murray. He's Labour's Shadow Scotland Secretary. And he says that it will cause more than just the money going down, but it will actually cause a brain drain. What he calls a brain drain, because all the talent will leave Scotland, go south to England, and then, any country losing its young talent and like that, or losing any of its talent and its brains and its intelligence and its high-powered jobs, is always doomed to fail. It's almost as though that's what the SNP wants. Let's have a look. Right, so as you're here watching this, which obviously you are, and I thank you deeply for it, I would like to ask that you reach out and hit that subscribe button. We're a political channel. We get pushed down in the algorithm, and by subscribing, you massively help the channel and helps us get the truth out. Anyway, on to the story. Talented Scots will abandon Scotland for London in a brain drain due to Humza Yousaf's tax rises. Now, the wise one, the Alibaba, is sitting there and he's got no other option. He's got to put taxes up because the only other option he's got is to cut. But some of the things he's already cut, not just to the bone, he's now trimming the bone. And so he really hasn't got any more room for cuts. They have legal obligations which they must do. And the cost of that alone is sort of exorbitant to him. Obviously, he won't cut any of the expenses that are going to independence because that goes against everything he stands for. And so the only other option, of course, is taxes go up. But we know from evidence that when you put the taxes up, people will leave. So you're going to lose the brightest, the best, the talented, the educated. They'll leave and leaving behind a lower educated, lower skilled base. Not attractive to people who want to invest in a country. If anyone from abroad wants to make an investment, they're going to go where the talent is, where the brains are. They want the best of the best in the best places. And so that's Scotland screwed then, because all the talented ones are in England now. And there's also the fact that with all that money going, your tax take drops through the floor. You've still got all those expenses, but now nobody is paying tax. It's the final end of the country. Well. Who'd have thought that would have happened? Scottish Labour's Shadow Scotland Secretary Ian Murray claimed that a lot of talented Scots will simply leave the country and move to the UK capital due to the SNP's high taxes. And not just London, they'll move all over England. Some may want to remain close to families. They may just move into the likes of Newcastle or Carlisle, for example. If you're sort of a solicitor or an accountant or a dentist or something like that, you're not necessarily going to go to London. There's all sorts of places you could travel to where you're going to save a fortune in taxes, and where, to be honest, the opportunities may well be bigger and better. Who knows? But it will be enough, I think, to drive a significant number away. Certainly enough that the tax take will be significantly reduced. It will definitely have an impact on the tax take. But of course, Alibaba doesn't understand that because he's a very thick, stupid man, surrounded by his coterie of equally and sometimes even more thick and stupid people that kind of protect him because nobody really knows. Nobody knows why. They really don't like each other. It's all infighting and squirming, isn't it? But it's like, we're inside the tent pissing out at the moment. Nobody wants to be outside the tent pissing in, but they may well soon. Of course, Kate Forbes will have something to say on this. It looks like this is where she's drawing her line. So all those people in there sort of aligning themselves with Alibaba, his 40 thieves may start going, and looking at him a bit side-eye and going, maybe not, maybe run away, maybe distance myself from, yesterday's man, because this is the thing, he's already yesterday's man. It's just nobody's told him yet. Anyway, more talented Scots will abandon Scotland and head to London if Alibaba pushes ahead with his plans to tax higher earners even more, it has been claimed. The First Minister is reporting to have decided to introduce a new tax band which would see people lose out more than £3,000 compared to their English counterparts. Grave concerns have been raised about the possibility of a brain drain from north of the border to the south as a result of more punitive measures to tax middle-class families more money. And this has happened historically in the past, and there's many, many examples of raising taxes and watching the rich and the talented flee. So it's not just fears, it is precedented. These things happen. And so undoubtedly, again, it will happen here. It's just a question of how much, but it doesn't have to take much before you start noticing the tax take dropping like a stone. The Scottish Government is facing a £1.5 billion black hole, possibly much, much, much higher, which needs to be filled, and has chosen extra taxes to help do this. And this is despite a plea from businesses who urge them not to go ahead with the new tax band as it risks further economic growth. Also, it isn't just the businesses who are saying it. The Tories are now saying it. Labour are now saying it. Half the SNP are saying it. Obviously, businesses are saying it. Anyway, lots of people are saying, don't do it. It's a really, really bad idea. But of course, the brains trust that call themselves the cabinet are sitting there going, yes, 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 we must do it because we've got nothing else. We literally haven't got a clue. And of course, there's Shona Robinson going, well, I'm fresh out of ideas. But to be honest, that ain't much, is it? Anyway, Scottish Labour's shadow Scottish Secretary Ian Murray claimed that this new levy could accelerate a brain drain from Scotland, and he told the Evening Standard the SNP already have Scots paying the highest tax rates anywhere in the UK, and their failure to grow Scotland's economy means they're looking to increase it even more. They need to show the tax base. Need to grow the tax base, not milk it, with the consequences of more brain drain to London. And he added that SNP mismanagement was to blame for the fact that Scottish talent and entrepreneurs are often drawn to London when we want the brightest and best to stay in Scotland and help us grow here. But when you keep attacking them, that isn't going to happen. When you're constantly doing things to antagonise, annoy, make life harder, put in petty little rules, petty little bureaucracies, just really to show that you're doing something and you're worthy and worthwhile. What do you expect? And you bring in all these stupid green things in. Oh, you can't do this and you mustn't do that. Well, people just go, do you know what? You can keep your rules. You can shove your rules where the sun don't shine, which apparently is where they keep their solar panels, because they aren't very good either. Anyway, getting back, Scots earning over $27,500 already forced to pay more in income tax, and there's going to be another rise. And it's not going to make life easy. Why would you stay where you're getting taxed to smithereens when you can go a few miles south of the border and go, woo-hoo, thousands a year better off for doing precisely nothing, except moving a few miles down the road? Former Finance Secretary Kate Forbes warned any additional tax rises could lead to less revenue than expected due to behavioural changes from Scots, who could leave the country or just start paying more money into pensions to avoid an enlarged tax bill. There's many other ways of getting around it, and I'm sure she knows quite a few. 9 of Scotland's business networks have warned against new tax burdens in a blow to Alibaba. He claims he's trying to improve relations with business. This isn't the way to go about it. Anyway, I found there, was that? They're saying it will raise 93 million, but in actual fact, it looks like it's at absolute most it will raise is 39 million, and probably a lot less, and it may even lead to a reduction in the tax take. And I think that would be unsurprising. I wouldn't be surprised, put it that way, but it would be unwelcome for him. But it would also show people what a moron he and Shona Robinson truly are. Between them, they couldn't, operate a shoe, could they? Anyway, I shall round off there. We'll come up, we'll finish the video. So there we are. I mean, I'm saying it. You're saying it. Half the bloody country's saying it. The Tories are saying it. Labour are saying it. Half the SNP party is saying it. Don't do it. Don't put the taxes up. It's a bad idea. And yet the brains trust that are running the country go, oh, it's the only thing we've got to do. Let's put the taxes up. And then they'll wonder when it all crashes and burns. Scotland deserves better. Please stop voting for morons. I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope that it's been entertaining enough for you that you will hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, and please share the video. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.